Welcome to the Riding in the Weeds podcast, where we tackle life's inevitable challenges, from navigating mountain bike trails to overcoming business hurdles and forging deeper connections with pets and people. It's easy to find yourself tangled in the weeds, but we're here to help with insights and strategies that'll get you out of the weeds. Our goal is to boost your performance in both sports and everyday life by sharing essential skills that we've learnt along the way. Through tales of our entrepreneurship journey, thrilling biking adventures, and fostering meaningful relationships, your hosts, Natasha and Ginny Brandon, will guide you on a journey that's not only enjoyable, but also inspiring. Join us to gain confidence that you need to navigate the trails of life. Welcome to episode 79 of Riding in the Weeds, and happy Valentine's Day. So with it being the day of love, we are going to have a chat about love. What is it? How do we get more of it? We're not going into all of that Valentine's Day stuff. We're just going to get to the source. I mean, all of us really could do with a little bit more love. So join us for this fun conversation about love. So I am Natasha Lucky. I am a life and bike performance coach. I am here to help you have more fun, experience more love, joy, and really step into your dreams. And I am joined by Ginny Brandon, my beautiful co-host, who I will let introduce herself and kick us off.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ginny Brandon. I'm an animal communicator and energy healer for animals and their people too. If you are looking to deepen your relationship with your pet or learn a little bit more about what they think about life and their views on love, then have a session with me and we will dive in.
All right, so here's a question for you, Ginny. In your profession as an animal communicator, how does love come into that equation?
I think that's a great place to start with this conversation because my thought on the matter is that animals are connected to the energies that are out there and available in a way that we have forgotten how to be. And that includes love. But I would define love more as the connection to the sort of universal source energy, that energy that creates all matter. And our animals are tapped into that. Frankly, most of the animals think it's a little weird that we have to have holidays to remember these things because it's just their existence. It's just how they move through the world. And so they are connected to this all the time. I think if you ask most people, one of the main reasons to have a pet is because they unconditionally love you. And all your foibles as a human, all your mess ups, even when you forget to maybe feed them on time or do something for them, they still love you no matter what. And we forget how to do that sometimes. I think we forget how to do that for ourselves, and we also forget how to do that in relation to other people.
Yeah, and I think honestly the forgetting to do it for ourselves is what blocks us so much from feeling that source energy. And as soon as we block our love to ourselves, then everything stops. And my word for the year is love. And really, honestly, I am starting to see the ripple effect of that in my yoga meditations. If she's like, what's your day going to look like? I'm like, full of love. I've just been grounding into that space because when you are not conscious of having love in your life and you remove it, you start to become disconnected. And there's no amount of meditation or connecting to source or trying to be more energy and less matter. If you're not grounded in some space of love, you've turned the tap off to the source and it's frozen and it's not coming through. We do need to really step back and lean in to what does unconditional love look like? What does it feel like? And if you cannot get it from some outside of you, which if it's turned off inside of you, you're not going to be able to feel it outside of you. the only way that we can fill ourselves up with love is by giving it to ourselves. It is the one way we can control it. And honestly, if you're not feeling love with yourself, it's going to be hard to even accept the love that's coming from your pet.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you at all. And I think this is a little bit of a case of put on your own oxygen mask first. But sometimes it's hard to figure out how to do that if you've never experienced it. I know that it's probably true that there are a lot of people that have never known what that looks like because of their childhood experiences. They probably have never had an example of what that looks like from an adult in their life when they were young. And so therefore, when you grow up, you don't know what that looks or feels like. And that doesn't mean that you can't figure it out. And it doesn't mean that you can't continue to make choices that will lead you to that place. But what it does mean is that it may take you a little longer. It may take some other exploration for you and figuring out how to do it through some other avenues. Your dog is going to love you regardless. Your cat is going to love you regardless, no matter what or how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
So can you use them as inspiration for finding that love for yourself?
Yeah.
Or can you look for a simple way to love yourself through your favorite aspect of yourself? Maybe you like how your fingers look or your toes, or you like when they're painted and that makes you feel good. Tap into that and work on using that to build up that muscle. This is not much different than anything else we talk about. It really is a muscle and takes practice, particularly when the voices in your head are trying to insist that you have every reason not to do it. It's going to take conscious effort going against that voice and saying, no, I'm not going to listen to you today. You're not telling me the truth of who I am as a human existing in this world, and I deserve love because of that.
If you can believe in the love that you are getting from your pet, you can start to believe that you are lovable. If you can believe that your animal actually truly loves you and is giving you unconditional love, then potentially you can start to believe that other things are true, and you can start to fight that voice in your head that's telling you that isn't true. And I was actually telling Ginny yesterday that there's been a couple of posts that I've seen recently which have really broken my heart. One of them was somebody had said that 10 years ago they went into this space of being so unhappy with their body image that they stopped taking photos. So they literally for the last 10 years have no photos of themselves because they were that unhappy with how they looked, and they didn't want to have any photographic evidence of them in that state. And I was like, oh no, we cannot like our body shape or size, but to not have any evidence of the fun and the joy? Or does that mean that you've had nothing that's been fun and joyful for the last 10 years because you cut yourself off? Because I will not be happy until I lose these 10 pounds. Well, it doesn't work like that. Stop it. I saw another post the other day and someone was really struggling. She can't even look in the mirror because she's so unhappy with the image that's coming back to her. And these things hit really close to home for me because it is something that I have struggled with for a very long time. And yet I really do push myself to continue to take photos, to look in the mirror and, as you say, find something that I love. And I was telling Ginny that lately I've been looking at my ankles and I'm like, oh, I got my ankles back. I love my ankles. They look awesome. And she was laughing at me. But it's one of those things that I recognized a few months ago that I didn't really like them very much. And it was like, I got to do something about this. And now that I have been doing something about it, it's like, oh, look, here's something that I can appreciate. And I got a whole lot of other things I can appreciate. I don't want to sound like I'm neurotic, but it was a cool moment of finding something to just open that window, clean a little bit of the window off so that the light can shine through. And the more you can take the grime off the window, the more of that light can shine through, and the more love you can feel. Like, we've got to find a way to fill ourselves up with that feeling, because once we know the feeling, then we can expand on it. My counselor the other day was doing a somatic body exercise with me, and she was like, just think of something that like brought you a lot of joy. And I just told her about blasting across the field on the snowmobile and how I was like, this is so much fun. And she's like, okay, just really ground into what it felt like when you just hit the accelerator. And we were like, brrr. And it was really cool. I'm like, okay, I can do this. And so like yesterday when I was on the snowmobile, I was just like, oh my God, I put on my punk rock and I was like, this is living, connecting into that experience had this amazing ripple effect where I was suddenly conscious to every extremely cool experience that I've had in my entire life. And it was like this waterfall of joy, and I opened up the door to seeing how much fun my entire life has been, and just how incredibly grateful and lucky and like, wow, look at what I've created. I cracked the window open and it all flooded through. It was super cool. I think sometimes it's that easy, just finding a way to like bust through and get connected in just one little small space. It can sometimes like that ripple effect.
Yeah, I think that's very true. And it also is important to recognize that it is a muscle. And that's a testament to how much work you have put in over the last couple years, really, of shifting your nervous system so that your nervous system can handle that feeling. Because we get to a point where when we have a certain way of being in the world, that's our default setting. And anything outside of that setting, our nervous system says, nope, we don't do that. Even if it's happiness, even if it's joy, even if it's love, despite the fact that we mentally label those feelings as good, I should want to feel love or joy because they're good feelings. And then we beat ourselves up when our body goes, we don't go there. That's not how we are in this world. And so the longer you spend with that same default setting, it's like the groove in the record. The longer you spend in that default setting, the more challenging it can be to make a change. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. And it takes reconnecting over and over and over and over again to the point where you wonder if it's possible to even do it anymore. But the thing is, it is. It is possible. There are moments in your day where you aren't connecting and where you aren't paying attention to it. And so how can we find ways, even if you have to set an alarm on your phone every 10 minutes, every hour, whatever it is, that will remind you and bring you back to, this is how I want to choose to feel right now. And I think tapping into the source energy for me is the fastest way to get through there. It's the fastest way to cut through all my own bullshit. Because the earth energy and the source energy that exists here is always here. It doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter what place I'm in. I can be inside, I can be outside. It's always accessible. And when we remember that, it becomes easier and easier to reach for that at any point in time during the day and go, no, this is the energy I want to connect to. This is what I want to be tuned into. And then it becomes more and more available. It's like putting in bigger and bigger pipes to carry the water to you. The larger your pipe is, the more capacity you can handle. But that takes practice over time to develop that muscle.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel like for the longest time I've been watching myself through a window. So you talk about cracking the window open. It's like there's been this block. I remember times when I was just there and I was having so much fun and it was just like I was in the experience. And it's interesting because the work, and over the last 3 years, and especially over the last 18 months, I've been working really hard to bust through this block that had come down. And I think a lot of us, we went through COVID, and I talk to people and I'm like, oh, sounds like you've had the same last 3 years as I have, and I'm coming out of it. And to actually start to feel like instead of watching an experience from the outside and being like, this is really cool. This is a cool experience, to actually being like, this feels incredible. And starting to actually feel inside my body versus watching from the outside and thinking I should feel a certain way. I think that's what happens with love, and especially on Valentine's Day. We feel like it's Valentine's Day. We should be feeling more love, and our partner should treat us in a certain way. And then we don't feel that way because we're blocking the love, and then we project that outwards. Obviously, our partner didn't do something they should have done, or our dog didn't treat us the way that the dog should have treated us, or our family was mean to us. But all that is a projection of our blocking the love, our expectations. And in order for us to feel a certain way, there needs to be something happening on the outside. Esther Hicks, Abraham, they talk about being turned on, tuned in, and that's tapped into the source. And when you're turned on and tuned in, then you're able to tap into that experience and really step into the love. And when you can step into the love, then you start to realize that the odds are stacked in our favor. I'm so distracted. I am sitting in a snow globe right now. So it looked like someone just shook my snow globe. Is pretty magical where I am right now. Sorry to get distracted.
I love it.
I was telling Ginny, was it yesterday? And my husband walked by and he plopped himself down right in front of my window and started doing snow angels. And I was like trying to stay focused on our conversation whilst my husband's doing snow angels in front of me in the window. And I feel like that's applicable to our love conversation.
Right. Well, and it's play, right? I think that's one of the other parts about it, that source energy is as much love as it is play.
Yeah.
It's light, it's joyful, it's experimental, it's exploratory, and we have such a keen ability as humans to cut that off for ourselves. It's like we hit a certain point as adults and that all goes out the window. And some of my favorite people are the ones that have retained that ability to play as adults. And I love that energy. And I struggle to tap into that. I struggle with taking life too seriously, being too focused on a goal and too linear about things. And it cuts off our ability to play. And play is joy and fun and love as much as it is anything. And I think the more you can find that, again, tap into source. Look at the way the wind blows the snow around or the leaves around or rustles the grass. I know there have been so many moments where I've been working the horses and I just get enamored with something that's happening in the world because it's so cool. There was one night I was out there and heard migrating snow geese in the dark, no less. And there's this eerie whooping call through the dark. And I probably was 20 minutes longer at the barn than I needed to be because I'm distracted by this amazing sound. And there's magic. This is our last episode. There's magic everywhere. It's always available to us. Love is no different. Love is no different than magic. You really can't separate the two.
No.
And so how can you tap into that? If you can't find it inside yourself, it's out there. Go look for it. And whatever it is that makes you feel that spark, go find it and hang on to it. You know, I was laughing because a friend of mine sent a meme, which I in turn sent to a bunch of other people because it's so applicable. Because we were laughing and this meme said something about research has shown that people spend an average of $225 a year on their hobbies. And the background of the meme is a video of some guy like, what the heck? And all of my friends and I are just dying because we're like, oh, $225 a month, a week, maybe? Maybe that would be more accurate because most of our hobbies are expensive.
What kind of hobbies are they doing? Like, is it stamp collecting? Or even, like, honestly, like, even if you're knitting, your yarn for a year is going to cost you more than
More than
$225. Like,
$225,
there's no way. And I mean, if you're a mountain biker, like, seriously, $225 might buy you like a new rotor. Like, it's not getting you anywhere.
Yeah, that wasn't the investment year on the hobby. That was like down the road, maybe, probably still a month worth of something. And that's not to say that you have to spend money on hobbies, but like, what brings you joy? And if you can't tap into that in some manner, then you're gonna struggle to find love. And it's gonna be hard. But I can guarantee it ain't in the doom scroll. It's not on the phone.
So not. Unless you've got your algorithm dialed so into cute puppies and mini cows. I mean, mini cows. Like, honestly.
They actually don't exist, but yes,
If you are struggling to find love, just go onto Instagram and find people who have pet cows. And like
baby cows
and
baby puppies,
goats. I mean, watch some goat videos and like, seriously, if you're that blocked, I tell you, it's because your algorithm is off.
Right. That's probably the cheapest and easiest way to start. And if that's what it takes to get you moving in that direction, then start there, but don't stay there.
Move
I think
beyond.
that's really the key is don't stay stuck where you are just because you've hit like that level. Find a way to keep going. This is a layers of the onion thing. This is a lifetime journey of exploring the depth of how much you can feel the love and feel the source energy. How connected can you be? And some of the coolest people and the wisest people I know have spent decades working on it and decades just continuing to open that channel wider and wider and wider. It's so cool to be near them because you get that by proxy at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like some of the horses I've been around have that channel is just completely open for them. Some of the dogs I've been around, like, that's what's cool. So go tap into that. Go access that however you need to in order to find it.
Well,
there's no reason not to. The end result is feeling good. Why would we avoid that? Even if our brains keep trying to tell us we don't do that, you have to keep insisting, no, we're going to do that. This is how we're going to be moving forward.
Well, and I think if we don't believe that we are lovable, then we cannot believe that we can feel love, right? Kathy Heller talks about the law of receptivity, and one of the things that she talks about is how much can you hold? What is your capacity for holding joy, for holding love, for holding whatever it is you're wanting to receive? Because, you know, if you turn too many lights on and too many appliances on, you're going to, like, the breaker's going to go, right?
Yes,
or back
as it does in my house.
Right? Or, you know, the capacity of your power. We did a whole episode on the power bank and the batteries not being big enough, and my husband deciding it was a sunny day, and so he puts all of our solar panels out and he turns everything on. He's got 2 bikes charging, I've got the computer charging, he's charging the house, and an hour later we run out of power because our generator did not have the capacity to hold enough power, as what was coming in wasn't enough to, like, what needed to go out. And so it's the same. If you don't have the capacity to hold love, your breaker's going to blow. It doesn't matter how much love people are trying to pour into you. If you don't believe that you're worthy of it, you can't accept it. So, yes, go out and find ways to tap into it and really notice if the breaker is going off, right? Because that is your indication that it's time to open up and it's time to figure out how to expand the capacity. And a really good way to do that is through meditation and stepping in and tuning into that love. So we thought we'd do something fun and exciting today because we keep talking about meditation. So Ginny totally volunteered to lead us in a really short, little exercise. And we wanted to make this something like no matter where you are, if you're driving, if you are walking, if you are folding laundry, doing dishes, it doesn't matter what you're doing, don't stop. It's okay. You can do this regardless of what you're doing. I'm not the one leading it, so I should probably not speak for Ginny. But the idea is just to really expand into this energy. And if you can sit down and close your eyes for a moment, then we totally invite you to do that as well. But don't turn us off because we're about to do a meditation and you're driving. This is designed for you to be able to expand in whatever you're doing, and take this little practice with you. As Ginny said, have an alarm on your phone that says, hey, take a moment. And this is a little exercise that you can do regardless. And we're actually going to take this and we're going to put it into our Substack, so you don't have to listen to the whole episode to get this little meditation again. So if you love it, we'll make sure it's available to you in just its standalone form. So with all those words, you're up, Ginny.
All right. So I love this. So as Tosh said, if you are able to sit down and close your eyes, that's helpful, but you don't have to. So continue doing whatever you're doing and just tune in and focus on listening to the sounds of the voice and focus on just being present wherever you are, doing what actions you're doing. So begin by settling in a little bit and just noticing whatever you're in the process of. Where is your body in space? Where are you? Are you sitting? Are you in a chair? Are you standing? How do your feet feel on the floor or below you, wherever they are, in your shoes, in your socks? And just tune into that for a second. And start with your body first. Where are you in space? Take your awareness down into your feet as much as you can with whatever you have going on. Just notice them connected into the ground. Even if that's through the car, you're still connected to the earth. So tap into that energy, that strong, solid earth energy below you. And then bring your awareness up through your body and out the top of your head. Send it up, up, all the way up, out into the cosmos, through the sky, all the way out into the stars. And just notice being among that energy and how that's a little different from the earth energy. And then bring your awareness all the way back into the center, into your heart. So draw some of that earth energy up from your feet and connect that cosmic energy down through your crown, down through your head, into your heart. You are in the middle, suspended between earth and heaven. And just feel that energy in the center. Send it some breath. Breathe into it. Allow it to expand, filling your whole body with that warm, bright light, that warm, bright energy. Take a nice inhale and allow it to expand all the way out to the tips of your fingers, to your toes, all the way out through the hair on your head, just filling up your body filling it up so much so that it can't even be contained within your physical body anymore. It's so bright, it's so warm, and it's going to expand and fill the room. Just deep breathing, letting all that light, all that energy flood into your body and out into the room around you. Just expanding and expanding. And feeling the joy in it, the ease. Allow it to fill your whole house, your whole building. Fill up your car, spreading around you so much so that it's spilling into other cars and other buildings. Just let it keep growing and growing. Filling your county, your region. You are just a conduit for allowing this energy to be magnified. Filling your whole community, your neighbors. And just keep sending it outward. With every breath, it grows and expands, just flowing through you and out into the world around you. Until it can't even be contained by your state or your region, your continent is just flooding the world with this light, this love and joy. Just keep inhaling and exhaling and letting that energy flow. Letting that energy keep circulating around. The more you tap into it, the more of it there is available, and it just keeps growing. Just relish in that and let it just keep running. You don't even have to do anything. You just get to witness it spreading, sparkling. And as it feels good, bring your awareness again back into your own heart center. Feeling that energy still swirling around you, through you, but with your awareness back in your own body. Notice you can still feel it in your fingers and your toes, up through your head. And as you feel comfortable, just return completely to wherever you are and notice how your energy might have shifted, how things feel. Notice if things look a little different. If it feels a little different with that energy, with source energy coursing through you and around you, with that strong awareness of it around you. And just notice how that might have shifted your day or your time, your moment right now. As Tosh said, you can return to this as often as you want. You can't overdo it. That's the beautiful part about this. You cannot overdo these things. It will always be available to you whenever you want. And you can start with a meditation like this. There's also lots of meditations in other places. And eventually you don't need the guidance anymore. And you find you can tap into this for yourself, for the people around you, whenever you want. I love to do this when I'm driving. It makes a difference in how I feel about my drive, but I know it makes a difference for the people around me, even if I'll never know that it does.
That was awesome. Thanks, Ginny.
Good.
I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. And we're definitely going to be bringing more of these into our podcast. So, just to sum up today's episode, we were just digging into love, right? How do we fill it up within ourselves? How do we bring more to ourselves? If we don't have the capacity to receive it, then we're going to feel like we don't have it. So if the breaker's going off, then think about ways that you can build it. Meditation is an incredible way to do so. Another idea that we talked about was finding something, a part of your body that you love and appreciate, looking outside to nature, finding things in nature, tapping into experiences that you've had in the past that really filled you up with love and with joy, and tapping into that feeling, borrowing it from the past and bringing it into the future. All you really need to do is clean off some of the grime of the window to let the light in, crack open the window, bust through the glass, whatever you need to do. And once you just get a little bit of that love filtering through, you'll be able to keep expanding your capacity for more. So, with all of that said, love, happy Valentine's Day. I hope everybody is feeling the love today and every day. We don't need holidays to feel the love. This is where we want to be on a day-to-day basis. And when we feel more love, we feel more joy, we feel more connected, and we really get to tap in to the magic that life has. And I'm Natasha Lockie. This is where I thrive. And it doesn't matter how good you are at something if you don't have this love and this joy. It isn't going to feel like you're living the dream, even though you might be. And that's what I help people find, strategies for really tapping into your joy space, your heart space, your love space, so that you can see that the odds are stacked for us, not against us in life. So you can find me at Betty Go Hard. You can also find me on Facebook, and with a lot of nudging and prodding from Ginny, I will be showing up more on my Substack as well, all at Natasha Lockie. And that's me. So Ginny, take it home.
Yeah, I'm Ginny Brandon. I'm an animal communicator and energy healer for animals and their people too. And you can find me on the web at soulpetconnections.com or on Substack, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under the same handle. If you have possibly forgotten about how much love your pet has for you and or are experiencing some frustrating moments, whether those are behavior challenges or emotional challenges, then that is a great time to book a session to get to the bottom of what's going on so that both of you can get back to the love and harmony that exists for your relationship. So send me a message and let's get connected. You can find the podcast on Substack and writingintheweeds.com and all major podcast platforms. We would love to hear from you. If you have ideas or questions for the show, be sure to drop them in the comments or send us a message. We would appreciate hearing from you. We hope that you tap into all the love today that you can, because it is available out there for you, and we know you deserve it because you are here. So enjoy your day, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for joining us.